Good afternoon. So I just finished running through a story called The Influencers by Anna Marie McLemore. This book is based around a family called the Iversons, which was made famous by the mother, May Iverson, when she created her social media brand, which she called Mother May I. From her first marriage, she has 5 children, which she named after different months of the year to kind of continue the theme with her name. There's April, who's the oldest and now a businesswoman. June and July, who are twins and also influencers now themselves. January, who does she's a lighting technician or lighting designer at a theater, and March, who actually disappeared when she was 18, so some years ago, and no one knows what happened to her, where she is, or why none of them seem to have any contact with her. So May essentially built her entire brand around posting all her children's lives online. She documented all the things that happened to them as they were growing up, including things that you might not actually want to share with other people. Their lives have essentially been turned into products for people to consume. And it's really messed up how a lot of them have turned out, as you can imagine. It earned all of them a great deal of fame and money, but it also means that everyone has been paying them a lot of attention. They can't really do anything without being noticed, and everyone feels like they know who they are, even though a lot of what people post online is heavily designed and often really not all that true. But things kind of come to a head when May's second husband, who she just married less than a year ago, is murdered and someone sets their mansion on fire. There's a lot of speculations flying around everywhere about who did it, but most people are kind of convinced that it has to be one of the Iversons because there was quite a bit of documented ill feeling, I guess, around the children and her second husband, and also people kind of question why she married the guy in the first place, since he seems kind of useless and primarily there because of her money, I guess. So a lot of people don't understand that relationship or why it happened in the first place, and think that maybe she resented him for leeching off her money, whether or not that is the case, since everyone has an opinion, but no one really knows what's true. And this is not really a murder mystery because it doesn't really spend much time on the investigating what happened part. It's really more about how each family member responds to what happened, as well as the roles that each of them played throughout this process, because their family, as you can probably imagine, was really messed up by how the mom, her relationship with social media and being an influencer, and the way that caused her to heavily design and control their lives. And I think how people become really blinded by the desire for clicks and things like that. But it's created a lot of tension that all kind of come to a head as events in this story unfold. You delve into a lot of the parts of their childhoods that people did not see. For instance, someone is posting videos of bad moments that May edited out of the stuff that they shared with the public. So you get scenes where people see videos that they thought they knew meant one thing, but then you can see the long unedited version and you see the ugliness, I guess, that was hiding behind it all. And this also highlights relationship tensions within the family itself. So her first husband was Latino, whereas she is white. So since all her children are mixed race, and there are certain things that, for instance, the twins, one who can pass for white and the other who is more obviously Latina, where there's I don't know if misunderstandings is the right word, but certain conflicts and things that each girl had to deal with that maybe they hadn't shared. And there's none of these people know each other as well as they originally thought, and they're kind of coming to terms with how all this is affecting their lives and trying to find their way out of this, as well as to figure out who is posting the videos and how to get back to, well, normal probably isn't the right word here, but to work out this tangled mess that their lives have become while everyone is still watching them. I don't really have any likes or dislikes for this story, so I'll just mention a few things that stood out. So first, stylistically, the story is written with like rotating sections on each of the various family members, like the siblings and the mom. And then there's also sections on like a friend of the family and like these various collective we's that represent, I guess, like the people who follow these various influencers. Like it was kind of an interesting way, I think, to tell the story, and I think it suited it pretty well. Also, I guess for me, this book provided a lot of interesting food for thought. Like, I'm not really interested in watching like the kind of videos that people post about their lives, so it didn't really occur to me until I read this book to think about like some of the things that people put online and the consequences that they might have. Like, I do know people who like to watch like cute puppy videos. I guess I can kind of imagine people posting cute kid videos and stuff too. And then, you definitely know that people can get really blinded by the desire to get clicks and like the illusion of popularity and stuff. And I think this book serves as a pretty good warning that, there are consequences. And I wonder, I guess, how many of the people who do share a lot of videos and stuff of their children, like if they're thinking about how these things might affect them, like, and when you're that young, I guess you don't really understand, I think, a lot of the time what's going on, and you definitely don't necessarily aren't asked, I guess, for your permission on whether or not you want your parents to share these things about you, so that everyone, like people that you don't know, can see like all these moments in your life. Like I do kind of wonder like what kind of repercussions these things might have on the people that, after they grow up. And these are issues that I think people may increasingly need to take into consideration, like as the world gets more digitized. So yeah, it was definitely a very interesting read.